What is up, guys? How we doing? I wanted to say, before it ends, happy Black History Month, and I wanted to talk about something serious real quick. You guys are either going to love it or hate it. Probably hate it, because God forbid I ever speak of something that's a little bit true, huh? You know, every time it's Black History Month or Women's History Month, a fucking Latino History Month, Gay Pride Month, anytime there's any month like that, I see all over social media everywhere from the good old white people, where is my month? Where is my History Month? Well, wouldn't that be every other month? Well, why do you need one? Well, what is the point in celebrating white history when we've been on the right side of history? Was it whenever we accidentally stumbled over into America, colonized and raped and killed the Indians? Was it whenever we had slaves because we saw a black person's dick and got too insecure and fucking decided to just literally own them? Was it whenever we could own our women and slap her directly in the face if she didn't have her food hot and ready by 5 after work? They can go on to rape her afterwards because we're just that mad about it. Y'all really want to be oppressed, and it's fucking amazing to me. Let's go over a few things, shall we? George Sedini. Do you know who that is? Probably not. George Sedini. He's a man who lived a long life of loneliness. He had problems with social, issues, having emotional connections with people, and in simple terms, had issues getting laid, had issues getting women, and, he blamed women for that. He felt like he was owed a woman. He was a good-looking guy. He was nice. He was wealthy. Why would no woman ever go after him? Because he never put himself out there and never tried. He just expected a woman to fall into his lap, and whenever that didn't happen, well, he got furious about it. And it continued to eat at him until he decided to go into a LA fitness club and shoot and kill. He shot 12 women and killed 3 for just existing. For just fucking existing in 2009. Omar Mateen shot 110 people in Florida in 2016 at a fucking gay club in Florida. Killed 49. Peyton Gendron shot and killed 10 black people in Buffalo, New York at a grocery store in 2022, 3 years ago. Crucius shot 45 Hispanics in Cielo Vista Walmart in El Paso, Texas, killing 23 people in 2019. What do each of these shootings have in common? Except for the one in Florida. They're all straight white people shooting people because of the color of their skin. And, white straight people don't get murdered because of the color of their skin. That is why there's no White History Month. And I am getting really sick and tired of seeing people not understand that. Whenever you are the oppressor, and whenever you refuse to speak up about things like this, because I just gave you 4 examples of each minority group getting slaughtered for no fucking reason by a white guy. But that's just 4 examples out of hundreds. It goes on to this day. People get killed because of the color of their skin. Women get killed for just existing by some incel for no reason. And you want a History Month. You want to rain on everybody's parade whenever there's a Pride Month or a Black History Month. Next month's going to be, Women's History Month. Is that going to be okay with you? Are you going to be all right with that? Why do white straight men want to be oppressed so fucking bad? Can you explain it to me? Can you explain it to me like I'm 2? Because I genuinely don't get it. Do you think you are? Do you think you are in any way? What's the worst problem you've had to deal with? What, you got to grow up in a world where you got to see black people on TV and can't own your wife? Pfft. Yeah, that's oppression. You know, I have the benefits of living in this hit town where I get to see people call themselves pro-life and then look the other way when shit like this happens. And asking for a White History Month is the dumbest thing ever. It's Black History Month. It's a amazing culture of history to celebrate and look through. Same with women's. Same with Hispanics. Same with gay people. They actually have a history that tells a story of overcoming oppression. What do we have? We're usually the oppressor. When have we overcame it? I'd see a lot of people try to end this debate by going, oh, well, the Irish were slaves once. Not every white straight person is of ancestry to an Irish person. So to say that we were all slaves once is fucking stupid. Get the fuck out of here. You look like a little baby. My God. To this day, do white, and even if we were, say every white person was of Irish ancestry, which meant we were slaves at one point. We're not getting murdered to this day, are we? As a white straight man, whenever I go out in public, I'm not worried about it. I can go walk down the street at 3 a.m. and not have a single fucking negative thought. That's just the truth. But if you were black around here, that wouldn't be the same fucking... That wouldn't be the same. If you were a woman, it wouldn't be the same. If you were a Hispanic, it wouldn't be the same. If you were gay, it wouldn't be the same. Do you get it? Of course you don't. You'd rather look the other way. Pretend like it doesn't exist. Downvote videos calling it out because fuck changing. Fuck calling out the extremists. Fuck actually answering the question of why is there no White History Month. Because I see a lot of people ask this, and then whenever they're answered, just ignore it. Like this little dipshit on Reddit here. Oh, well, I talked with my mom, and we were just ranting about how there's these Pride Months and Black History Month, but why is there no White History Month? And then somebody literally said, because you're not oppressed. Because these history months are about overcoming oppression, and you are the oppressor. And you want to know what his argument to that was? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just started name calling. Because that's what you do. Whenever you're faced with facts, you ask a stupid question, so you're given legitimate answers, you just look the other way. How many more people of different ethnicities need to die for you to realize that you are not fucking oppressed and you in no way, shape, or form deal with the issues of minorities? You sit here on your goddamn... You sit here and watch Trump say stupid shit like build a wall. Get rid of the illegal immigrants and blame the economy on that, even though that makes 0 sense. And while you're on stolen land, you look the other way when a woman's murdered for simply not getting with a man, which happens every day. Hate to break it to you. Black people, white women, I don't know why I keep saying white women specifically. I don't know why. Women, Hispanics, gay people, they get killed every fucking day. That's just the truth. Every fucking day, a woman is raped or killed for just existing. Because some dipshit man thinks that he is owed a woman. You know, Black History Month can't simply be looked at and celebrated. No, it's always got to be combated with, where's my month? Where? If we had a month that would be the worst month ever, it would be a constant haul of, yep, this is when we murdered this, and this is when we murdered that, and this is when we took over that land, and this is when we... What the fuck is there to be proud of? Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't be proud of being white. I'm not. You should be. You should be proud of what makes you uniquely you. And you being white if that's part of what makes you uniquely you, be proud of that. There's nothing wrong with being proud of that, but there is something wrong with being proud of our history. And to not recognize it and learn from it and understand why there is no month for us. You feel me? We have always been the oppressor. We have never gotten killed for simply existing. Straight white men have never gotten murdered for simply existing. That has never happened. I'm sure some fucking inbred will, in the comments, give me one example of when that's happened and then pretend like that accounts for the hundreds. Yeah, I'm sure there's been a time when white people, straight men have gotten killed for simply being white and straight, but probably because, we went around and fucked with everybody else. Like, I am so sick of living in hillbilly land, man. I grew up in Memphis. Or, partially. Went to the Martin Luther King Museum. Respect the hell out of black history. Did you know we wouldn't have rock music if it wasn't for black people? We wouldn't have, I love the quote in Peacemaker whenever, dude says, why don't we all say something that we appreciate black people contributed to society? And then he talks about music, how we wouldn't have fucking southern goddamn inbred rock like Lynyrd Skynyrd if it wasn't for black people. And that's true. If it wasn't for black people, we wouldn't have rock. Heavy metal that I listen to is contributed to black people. But you'd have to take a fucking music history class to know that. The only thing that we have done has been on the wrong side of history every time. And we still are. I'm probably going to lose subscribers here, but it genuinely bothers me to live in a world where every year there's some headline of gay people being killed, women being raped and murdered, black people getting killed, being brutalized by the police, and then seeing the white fucking bigots just turn their blind eye to it and then say, where's my month? And then whenever that question is answered, you dislike the answer because it makes you uncomfortable to look at these facts. It makes you uncomfortable to look at these deaths and to, acknowledge them. There's no shame. This video isn't meant to shame white people. That's not what it is. It's meant to let you know, to answer that question, why is there no White History Month? And until y'all are willing to recognize that, until you're willing to recognize these things, there never will be either. Because why would there be? You ignore minorities getting ruthlessly murdered for just existing. You pretend like you are in the same goddamn predicament. I don't get it. You ignore this shit and then you expect a month. Get the fuck over yourself. Every goddamn day is basically White History Day. Every fucking day you are benefiting from white privilege. Oh, white privilege doesn't exist. It doesn't? Please try telling me it doesn't. Because even as a broke, struggling white man that has struggled my entire fucking life, even I can recognize that it absolutely exists. But the problem is whenever you say that, white people that struggle take that as white people don't struggle. And that's not what that means. It's getting better, but it absolutely still does. And I've said in a couple of my videos now that black people can't be racist, and I'm scared that what you hear from that is it's okay for a black person to hate a white person, and that is not what that sentence means. I'm trying to explain to your hillbilly ass what the term racism means. There is a difference between racism and prejudice. Prejudice is hating a group of people because of the color of their skin or their ethnicity. Just hating a group of people. A black person hating a white person. That's prejudice. Racism is thinking that an ethnicity or group of people is beneath you. Lesser thans. That's what racism is. White people generally don't like other races because they literally think they're lesser than them. When a black person doesn't like a white person, usually it's out of that. Now that doesn't make it okay. Prejudice isn't okay. It's not alright to just hate white people. Then you become your enemy, right? But it is important to note that a black person can't be racist. A woman cannot be misogynist, because these are things that have to do with thinking that you are literally above them. When a black person hates a white person, it isn't because they think that they are superior to white people. It's because they just hate white people, which isn't okay. But there's two different things. And I feel like you pig fuckers just sit here and put racism and prejudice into the same goddamn definition. And there's a big difference between the two. And it's important that you recognize those differences. Racism is sick. It's literally thinking that you are superior. Please tell me that white people still don't feel that way. Even though they're shaped like goddamn pears. Have goddamn McDoubles coursing through their veins and 5 generations of fucking inbreeding. Have a dick about the size of this. Have the intelligence of a fucking squirrel. But we're superior. That's funny. So, by definition, black people cannot be racist because when they hate white people, it comes from a place of prejudice, not being better than. When a white person usually hates a black person, it's because they think they are better than, whether it's subconsciously or purposefully. Just like women can't be misogynistic. Now, women can be sexist, but women cannot be misogynistic, because misogynistic is the hatred towards women. Sexism goes both ways. Misogyny is specifically about the hatred towards women. So whenever you hear that a woman can't be misogynist, again, all a straight white guy hears is, oh, so it's okay for a woman to hate a man, but it's not okay for a man to hate a woman? No, that's not what that means. And that's not what saying a black person can't be racist means either. It's not okay for anybody to hate anybody for the color of their skin. But there's a difference between prejudice and racism. And racism is a little bit worse. It's a little bit worse. Yeah, I think I'm willing to look over a black guy hating a white person because of the history that we have, more so than a white person literally thinking that there's the superior fucking race, because that's the same ideals that have led to the deaths of millions of fucking people. And we don't seem to learn from it. We don't seem to understand these definitions, their meanings, their differences, what people actually go through on the daily, because it doesn't fucking affect us. So therefore it doesn't exist, right? You know, I cannot believe we live in a time where after enslaving black people, after basically having women as property, after, condemning gay people for it's only just now socially acceptable to be gay, which is fucking insane. I mean, it still even isn't. I mean, you still got your group of people out there that complain every time you see a gay person on TV. Because there's a line between inclusiveness and pondering. And the people that hate gay people just want to pretend that it's always pondering and it's never inclusiveness. And in some occasions, they're right. There is pondering. That does happen. But when a gay person's on TV, it shouldn't even be noted. It should literally just be another goddamn human being on TV. But instead, oh no. Oh no, 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 no. I don't want my kid watching that shit. They might get brainwashed and turn gay. Oh, you do know sexuality is a spectrum, right? Everybody falls on a different place on that spectrum. We are not the only species to mate with the same sex, you fucking idiot. I don't give a shit what the Bible says. Stop using God as a cop-out to hate an entire group of people. Because I can promise you, God is not proud of you for it. You're not going to go to fucking heaven because you hated on a gay person's parade and then went and got on your knees that night. And if you think you are, if you genuinely think that that makes God proud, then that isn't a God worth serving, you dumb motherfucker. Happy Black History Month. You guys keep fucking fighting, dude. And maybe one day white people will get it through their heads. Not all of us are fucking stupid. Some of us are trying to grow and don't want history to repeat itself. And I feel bad for the women out there. I feel bad for the black people out there. I feel bad for the gay people out there, the Hispanics, that all have to deal with our bullshit. And change is hard, but it starts with you. That can't simply say, oh, it's Black History Month without sparking the debate of where is my month. When you get shot for being a straight white guy, maybe you get a month. Whenever you stop shooting other minorities for simply existing, maybe you'll get a month. Whenever you actually acknowledge that these things happen instead of just downvoting the person that calls it out, maybe you get a month. Until then, lick my fucking taint. Because you do nothing but sit here in the way of progress. Be proud of that. Be proud of it, because that makes you a true American. My daughter's gonna have to grow up in a world where guys are becoming more misogynistic than ever. They had the likes of Andrew Tate to look up to, and they got the likes of Jules R.E. to look up to. Guys are getting creepier and creepier. Sexual assault is getting harder and harder to solve because of the sheer numbers and the sheer number of people and the sheer number of cases. Women literally get attacked for just existing. Same with black people, same with gay people, for just existing. Those people in the nightclub in Florida that died, they were just having fun. They were just dancing. The fucking Hispanics that got shot up in Walmart, they were just shopping. They were just existing. The women at the LA studio, they were just fucking doing some goddamn fitness. And they got killed by a man that they didn't even know because they didn't fuck him. The black people in New York or Buffalo, yeah, that got... And the black people one, well, I am taking a tiny example because there are hundreds more. Hundreds. And what do you fucking straight-laced white people do that want your History Month so bad every time one of these shootings happen, every time a woman gets killed for being a woman or a gay person gets killed for being gay or a black person gets killed for being black? What do? Defend it. Turn the other fucking cheek. Just like you're gonna do now. Because I guarantee you half of the people that click on this video aren't even going to watch it. They're just going to downvote it. Because I would rather downvote the guy that actually has the gall to talk about these things than acknowledge it and look at the fucking mirror. You never will be the victim of oppression. You'll never get it. I don't even get it. I'm just irritated for them. Because I live in a fucking state where I see the racism, where I see the misogyny, where I see the bullshit. I've had it shoved down my throat my entire fucking life. Can't seem to talk about that on here without it getting downvoted to shit. Because you would rather get mad at me for calling the shit out than the actual problem. It's a lot easier. I mean, it would require brain cells to get mad at the right people about this, which would mean yourself for looking over this. But it's a lot easier to, get mad at the person calling it out than to get mad at yourself. Every time you ignore this shit, you're contributing to it. I hope you understand that. Every time you sit here and you make a mockery of the people like George Floyd dying to the police and then go and bootlick just for the fucking sake of it, you're contributing to this. So why would you get a month? You stand in the way of progress, dude. Shout stand for that flag and kneel for the fucking cross. You're not a goddamn American. You're not a goddamn patriot. You never fucking have been. You're on stolen fucking land that you took. Slaughtered an entire race to do it. And fucking enslaved people since. Then owned women. Now we're finally in a position where socially we're getting somewhere. And you fucking hate it. You hate it so much. Every time you see a black Captain America, every time you see a woman superhero, every time you see a gay couple kiss, oh my god. Is this what being oppressed is like? Having to see that on TV? You sensitive little fucking assholes. Nope, it's not. It's being shot for the color of your skin and being a straight white male. And when that starts happening, my friend, then maybe you get a month. Go fuck yourself. Happy fucking National Black History Month. Bye.